Hello, my name is Frankie and welcome to Geekdom. So today I'm here for Tag Tuesday. Today I'm going to be doing the spooky book tag. However, I'm going to be including some TV show answers, so be prepared for that. So yeah, I'm excited because Halloween, spooky, spooky-tastic, spooktacular, fun videos and whatnot. Also, my room is currently a mess, so not all of the books, even though I own them, will be shown in this video. However, I will put a picture of them right here. Let's get started with the video. Question number 1 is Corn Maze, a book that had you lost and confused from the very beginning. For this one, I chose The Game of Love and Death, and I mentioned The Game of Love and Death in a previous video, and I kind of talked about why I didn't like it. The overall premise of the book is that love and death are two living entities, and every, I think it's like 100 years or so, they pick two people to fall in love. And if they fall in love and, you know, survive, then love wins, and if they don't fall in love and they die, then death wins. So far, death has always won, and I'm presumably, like, you know, love's gonna win because, you know, that's how these books work. And I thought it was a very interesting premise, so I picked it up, and it was just confusing and convoluted, and I didn't understand who the characters were. Number 2, Haunted House, the creepiest setting. And for this one, I'm choosing Penny Dreadful, which is a psychological thriller TV show that takes place in Victorian London, and it basically explores the origin stories of all these different classics like Dorian Gray and Frankenstein. I just started watching it, and so far I'm obsessed and I love it, and it's so freaky and creepy, and I also just have a deep love for anything related to Victorian London and steampunkish stuff. That is my aesthetic, Victorian London steampunk. I love stuff like that. Also, it has Ava Green in it, and if you're not aware, she plays Miss Peregrine from Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, so it's another reason why you should watch it. Number 3 is Ghost Boyfriend, pick your eternal book boyfriend. For this one, I am going with Bellamy Blake. Technically, he is from a book series. I don't like him in the book series because he's not nearly as badass. However, I do still like him in the book series, and I love him in the TV show, so he's my eternal book boyfriend. Just Bellamy Blake forever. If you don't know who that is, that's him right there. Yeah, he's gorgeous. Number 4 is Caramel Apple Suckers, the best Halloween book ever. For this one, I am choosing actually a thriller because I don't really read spooky books, so I'm going with A Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. It is my favorite book of all time, and I read it last year, and it's amazing and it's beautiful, and you should just read it. Number 5, Vampires and Everything. What is your least favorite Halloween trope? For this one, I'm gonna go with Cabin in the Woods / splitting up, because whenever you see horror movies, again, I don't really read, like, you know, scary books, but whenever you see a horror movie and they're like a haunted house or a cabin in the woods, they always split up, and the people who split up die. Can't you just figure it out by now? It's the 21st century. If you split up, you die. Number 6 is Pumpkin and Everything, your favorite Halloween trope. For this one, again, it's another like thriller trope, and I'm gonna say plot twist. I don't really know if this is like a trope, but I really hate thrillers that kind of are more mystery based. Like, they say it's a thriller, but it's more a suspense novel. When thrillers have plot twists, it makes the book so much better. And I love when they know that there's not gonna be a plot twist, because sometimes people are like, oh, this book is so great because of the plot twist, and then I'm like theorizing the entire time about what the plot twist is. So don't tell me if a book has a plot twist. If it does, I will kill you. Not actually. I'm not a murderer. Number 7 is Evil Incarnate, the most evil villain. And for this one, I am choosing Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles, and I don't really know necessarily if she's the most evil villain of all time, but I do think that she has the most interesting motives, and I don't think you see too many badass female villains. They're all like kings and evil bad dudes, but there's no other queens and evil bad ladies. So we finally got an evil bad lady, and I love Queen Lavanna because she's so interesting. And I also really liked Ferris by Marissa Meyer, which was like her backstory, and I figured it was so interesting to see what caused her to become this way, and I think it humanized her in so many ways that it was almost like one of my favorite books. I think it was like my second favorite book in the series. So if you really like Lunar Chronicles but you just skipped over Ferris, I would definitely go and read Ferris because it really does add a lot to the story. Number 8 is Ouija Board, a book that messes with things that you don't want to be involved in. For this one, I'm gonna say Twilight. Number 1 reason being is that I do not want to be stalked by a creepy vampire. I know that some girls are really into Edward, but I'm like, I'm not about you watching me sleep. Thank you. No thank you. Bye. Be like, okay, yeah, you say that I'm bad for you? I agree. Toodaloo. I'm gonna go date Jacob now. That's what I would do. And number 9 is full moon. What character do you turn into on the full moon? I like to think that I turn into Amryn because Amryn's pretty badass. She's from the Akatar series by Sarah J Maas, and I really like that Amryn is just her own person and she doesn't have a love interest. I like that she's just, you know, in it for her own motivations, and she's in it because she protects these people that she loves, but you know, she's not with any of them. And I like that she's just her own independent, kick-ass, badass woman. Number 10 is All Hallows Eve. The book world and the real world have meshed together. Which universe would you like to be swept up in? For this one, I chose the Daughter of Smoke and Bone universe. Not like the war part, but more like the I would like to meet the Chimera part, because I really think that I would really enjoy being friends with Issa. But I would love to meet all of the Chimera and like get to know them and stuff and be friends with them like that. I would totally do that. Number 11 is a voodoo doll. Name an author that you would like to take control of and make them write whatever you want. For this one, I'm gonna say J.K. Rowling, because you know, I'd really like a series about the Marauders. Just saying, because like I didn't get nearly enough serious for my liking, and also I need some serious Remus. Like that has to be canon. Please make it canon. Also, I would want this new series to be like young adult or like new adult, so that they can include some more mature stuff that's not in the children's book. Because one of the most annoying things when I reread the Harry Potter series is when she's like, oh, Hermione and Ron were kissing, and it's in the actual book it's Hermione and Ron were embracing. It's like it makes it sound like they were just hugging passionately, and I'm like. Number 12 is Black Cat. What red flags do you look out for when you're starting a new book? For this one, I'm gonna say when the author doesn't really let the reader imagine anything. One of my biggest pet peeves is when authors tell and like not show. I like to imagine my characters, and when you describe every single detail of them, I'm just like, well, these aren't my characters, these are your characters. I don't have any attachment to them. You made them up. And number 13 is Witch's Brew, a book that had a lot of different components thrown in, but the result ended up being magical. And for this, I'm going to choose Six of Crows, because this book it had a heist, it had magic, it had love, it had danger, it had sword fights, it had ships. Everything that you could possibly want in an adventure story is in this book, and I loved it. And it was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo is one of my favorite books of all time, and I will never stop loving it. I've still yet to read Crooked Kingdom. I'm a great fan. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notifications if you want to be notified as to when I post new videos. I will be trying to post new videos every Sunday and Tuesday. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Happy spooking. Bye.